Okay, I'm finally ready to share with you my 6 favorite books all about snow. I know this video was supposed to come out last week, but it was ironically delayed due to all of the snow that we got. Without further ado, let's go check them out. Hi everyone, my name is Sarah and I show up every Sunday night on this YouTube channel with reading tips and book ideas that you can take back to your classroom that week. Today, I want to share with you 6 of my favorite books all about snow. And to be honest, snow and winter aren't exactly my favorite season. It's just a little too cold for me, and up here in New England, we get a lot of snow. Not a lot of fun to shovel. But there's some amazing books about snow that are just beautifully written, and I want to share those with you today. The first one that I want to share with you is The Snowy Day by Ezra Jack Keats. It's an oldie, but definitely still a goodie. A great one to read with your students because especially if you live in an area with snow, they'll be able to connect with so much in this book. Peter is so excited because he wakes up one morning and finds that it has snowed overnight and there are mountains and mountains of snow outside his window and he can't wait to go outside and explore. And he takes you through his day as he crunches through the snow, as he goes sliding down the hills. A really fun one to read with your students. And I believe if you have Amazon Prime, there is a Snowy Day video that you can watch with your students and they can kind of compare the two, the book and the video. Which one do they like better? What's the differences between the two? And I know oftentimes movies, actually all the time, movies aren't as great as the books, but I do recommend this one. It is a really great movie to share with your students. Another book that I have about snow is a brand new one. It just came out in October 2020, and this one is 10 Ways to Hear Snow. And this one is written by Kathy Camper. And I love how in this book, she really brings to life how many different ways you can hear snow. What are the different things that happen that are associated with a snowy day? So for example, she hears the pat-pat of somebody making a snowman, or the swish-swish of people clearing off their cars after a snowstorm. I highly recommend grabbing this one for your classroom. I was so excited I bought it for myself and have read it many times with my own children. Another great book about snow to share with your students is Snowflake Bentley. And this is such a great one because it's a true story. Always great to incorporate nonfiction into your read-alouds in a way that your students will be really engaged. So this one is a true story about a young boy who loved snowflakes and grew up to share his knowledge of snowflakes with the world. Wilson Bentley had this passion for snowflakes, and even though some people thought he was a little odd for enjoying this, he persevered and grew up to photograph snowflakes, and his photographs are beautiful. Such a great book to share with your students merely for the illustrations and photos alone. The next book about snow that I have to share with you is Snow by Cynthia Rylant, and I love the words that she uses in this book. It's almost like poetry as you read it. She talks about how there are different types of snow, and as someone growing up in New England where we get a lot of snow, I could totally connect with all the different things she was saying. She talks about how some snow falls very lightly, or there's sometimes that really heavy snow that comes down, or there's snow that sends you home from school early because it's coming down so quick. There's the snow that makes you want to curl up and enjoy some hot cocoa. Your students will love all the different ways that she talks about snow in this book, so this is another great read aloud to share with your students. And the last book I have doesn't necessarily have to do with snow, but I feel like as you read it, the idea of what snow is and how it feels really comes alive in this book. So this book is Owl Moon by Jane Yolen. And in this book, a young boy goes owling with his father at night. They go out to listen for owls and see if they can hear any in the woods. But as they go, he talks about crunching in the snow. He talks about the cold weather and how he has the scarf around his mouth and he can almost taste the wet scarf in his mouth. And those really elicit those feelings of wintertime, of snowy, cold days. So even though it's not necessarily a book about snow, I think it's another great one to talk with your students about wintertime and snow. So I hope that these book ideas were helpful for you and that you'll be able to share some of them with your students before winter ends. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button down below and then hit that subscribe button, because I will be back next Sunday night with more read aloud tips and book ideas that you can use in your classroom. Have a great week.